Hello class, we are going to look at homework 9 part 2 and it shouldn't be too long. I just want to say thank you for getting all your work done in a timely manner and writing it where I can read it on your papers. That helps a lot. So we are on page 24, exercise 4. We're given 2 points, 3, 3 and 5, 1, and we are asked to write an equation. Now I will put this up here. The equation you're going to write is going to be y is equal to mx plus b. So first thing you're going to do is find m. Remember the slope is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And when I substitute those in, 1 subtract 3 over 5 subtract 3. 1 subtract 3 is negative 2. 5 subtract 3 is 2. Excuse me. So negative 2 divided by 2 is negative 1. So my slope is equal to negative 1. Now choose a point. You can use either one of these. They will either one work. I am going to use 5 and 1. So this will be my x1, y1. Right, so I'm going to use the point slope formula. Y minus y1 is equal to m times parentheses x minus x1, where m is negative 1 and my point is right there, 5, 1. So here I go. Y minus 1 equals negative 1 times x minus 5. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is distribute. It's going to be negative 1x plus 5. And that equals to y subtract 1. I'm going to add 1 to both sides. So now I have y equals negative x, or if you want to put the 1 there, that's fine, plus 6. That is your answer because it's in the y-intercept form, slope-intercept form. Alrighty. Hope you all are having a good day, good evening, whenever you're working on this. So now we're ready for 5. And my points are 3, 3, and 5, 3. This is example 5 on page 24. So first thing I'm going to do is find my slope. Again, 3 subtract 3 over 5 subtract 3 is going to be 0 over 2. Anytime you have a 0 on the top, the slope is 0, and you're going to have a flat horizontal line. So let's go ahead and put that in. I'll pick 5, 3 here. So I'm going to have y subtract 3 is equal to 0 times x minus 5. So y subtract 3 is simply equal to 0 because all that's 0. Add 3 to both sides and you have y is equal to 3. If y is equal to 3, you can choose whatever you want to for x. We could go 0, negative 2, and positive 2. Now you don't have to graph these. I'm just showing you how this works. 0, 3. Negative 2, 3, and 2, 3. Notice it's a horizontal line with y equal to 3. Anytime you have 0 for the slope, you are going to have y equals whatever the two values here are, and they'll always be the same if the slope is 0. Does that make sense? Good. So anytime you have 0 on the top, you look over here, you've got y in both places is equal to 3, so that's your answer. And again, you don't have to graph it. I just did so that maybe it would help you understand it. Okay, let's see what our next point is for 6. Example 6 is 3, 3, and 3, 7. When I find my slope, I have 7 subtract 3, 7 subtract 3, and 3 subtract 3. So I end up with the slope being 4 over 0, which means there's no slope, which means it's a vertical line. Okay, so remember the other one was y is equal to 3? Well, this one, since it's vertical, is going to be x is equal to, come up here and see what x is. It's going to be equal to 3. So what it's going to do, 1, 2, 3, is look like that. Has no slope, it's vertical, and x is equal to 3. On number 7, we're supposed to find an equation for the line that goes through point 25 and is parallel to y equals 2x minus 1. Now, if you remember, parallel lines have to have the same slope because they never touch. So, if I want another line that's parallel, there's my m. It has to be the same. So now I have m is equal to 2, and the point I want it to go through is 2, 5. Again, I'm going to use the point slope formula. Y minus 5 equals 2 times x minus 2. Again, I'm going to distribute 2x minus 4 equals y minus 5. I'm going to add 5 to both sides, so I have y is equal to 2x plus 1. So that's my equation that's parallel to this equation. If you graph those, they should come out parallel. Okay, and we got one more, a perpendicular one. This would be number 8. If you remember, the lines that are perpendicular to each other, their slopes are opposite, which means plus or minus, and reciprocal, which means flip it. So I need a line, the equation of a line, that is perpendicular to 2x plus y equals 10. Okay, well, let's solve this for y. Y is equal to negative 2x plus 10. So this line, the slope is equal to negative 2. The opposite for the perpendicular would be a positive 1 over 2. You're also given up here that the y-intercept, oh, this was given in the problem. I just forgot to write it down. I'll write it here. So the y-intercept is 0, 4. If that's the case, remember, the b is the y-intercept, which in this case would be 4. So we have b equals 4 and m equals 1/2. When you have these two values, go straight to that equation. Y equals 1/2 x plus 4. And then you're done. Just for fun, if you want to plot it on the graph, you can, but when you get here, you're done. Okay, I do want to say something about a couple problems on your assignment. I don't want you to, when you get there, say, oh, I don't know how to do that. I want you to think about this. Number 11, a taxi charges $2 plus 50 cents per minute, and you're supposed to write a linear equation. So we're going to write it in this form, y is equal to mx plus b. What's the constant that you're going to pay when you ride this taxi? You're going to pay $2. Doesn't matter how long you ride it, you're going to pay $2. And then it charges 50 cents a minute. So the cost is going to be 0.50 times the number of minutes. X is the minutes. It gives you 27 minutes. So this is going to be, you're going to write y is equal to 0.50 x plus $2. That'll be your equation. Then substitute 27 in there and find out how much it's going to cost you. When you get to number 12, it's pretty straightforward. I don't think you'll have any trouble with it. And I'm going to try to get numbers 10 and 11 done quickly here so you can get finished with this course. Guys, have a great day. I mean, girls.